welcome to America's Home Cooking. I want some muffins this morning, so I'm going to go ahead and make some muffins that I want. I'm going to call them crazy berry muffins or crazy fruit muffins. I haven't decided yet. We need a cup of all-purpose flour, and good morning to everyone. I hope you had a wonderful evening. And we're going to add half a cup of whole wheat. Really, I am running low. I know, I went shopping. Let's see if I have enough. Nope, not enough. So, let me get my other one out. Now on the come cook with me, remember to take your cream cheese, your butter, and your eggs out so they're room temperature, so they don't sit there and cause, if they're cold when you go to cook, it takes longer for them to cook. That's why they recommend room temperature. So remember that. And turn your oven to 400 and grease a muffin tin. All right, a third of a cup of oat bran for these. Good morning, Catherine. Or do they call you Cat? That's an old way we used to say anybody with a name Catherine, we'd call them Cat. Hi, Phil, and good morning. All right, fourth of a cup of sugar. That was a third of a cup of oat bran, and we're going to add a fourth of a cup of sugar here. You probably say, I know this recipe inside out. I'm sure you do. We need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This is my basis on most of them, but I change it around. I've got some other recipes I want to try which are different, and we'll find out. All right. We're going to need 2 teaspoons of nutmeg. Yeah, I bought my seasonings. God, I didn't realize I was so out of my seasonings. I spent, just to replace them, was $50. That's a lot. Hi, Thomas. Good morning, capitalist. Okay. The names you guys come up with are very interesting. Now, if you're using baking powder from the store, please add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I make my own baking powder, so I eliminate that in just about every. If I see baking soda and baking powder, I always leave the baking soda out. When you buy it, you have to use both of them, all right? And we need a half a teaspoon of salt. I cook all these crazy fruit muffins too, you know. All right, I put all the dry ingredients. Hi, Slick. I thought as much they would do. Well, I have some leftover cantaloupe butter. So I'm going to use cantaloupe butter with blueberries and nuts. And that's why I'm going to call them a crazy berry muffin. Because this is my breakfast this morning. I really want to have these muffins. So I said, okay, I'll use what I have in the house. Though I went shopping, you would say, oh, look, you got a lot more. Of course I do. All right. We need 1 cup of blueberries. I'm already snacking on them. I am notorious for eating blueberries. Even when I take them off my blueberry plant, I end up eating them. They'll never make it into the house. If I had to harvest blueberries for everybody else, they'd never see them. And in Texas, you don't get blueberries very often, so my mother used to have to order them up here so I could have blueberry pie for my birthday and blueberry muffins or blueberry pancakes. But you definitely knew it was going to be blueberry for my birthday. Now we want the water to stick to this, to the blueberries, so rinse them off. They have some water, the flour will stick to them, and that's exactly what you want. Be careful you don't break them. This flour, this little bit of water on them will cause them not to sink to the bottom of your muffins. Okay, we need nuts now. Now, walnuts are too earthy, and I think it would take away with the delicate flavors of the blueberry and the cantaloupe, so pecans would be the best. You're going to need 2/3 and put them into your dry ingredients as well, and toss them very carefully, and do not break the blueberries. A lot of recipes will tell you to add the blueberries at the end, but they'll sink. That's why you need to do it this way. You just have to be careful. Good morning, Tom. Chickens and okay. I wrap. Okay. Bye, Tom. Thank you, Katie, very, very much. Some crazy muffins. Jeff Lee, good morning. And after I finish doing this, I am going to make some sourdough bread. And that won't be made till tomorrow morning, but it's because of the 2 12-hour rises I have to give it. No, that's all right. Now carefully mix these nuts so you don't ruin them. Thank you, Katie. Okay, Jeff Slick, come to the back door. Lee, It's good morning for me, but that's all right. Good night, Lee. So see, that's how you mix them carefully where you don't break those blueberries up. You add the liquid, it's even harder. All right. Yeah. Half a cup of cantaloupe butter. I can't make the butter till the cantaloupes grow because the ones in the store taste horrible. When they come out of your yard, oh my God. You couldn't go back to buying cantaloupes. I'm sorry. You just can't. They're just that good. All right, we got that. We need 1/3 of a cup of oil. Use a light oil. I'm going to use sunflower today, but that's 1/3 of a cup. See, if you use olive oil, it's so strong it'll take away from the flavors of the fruit because the fruits are mild. This is why you want to be careful. You definitely need 2 eggs. And when they say eggs and they don't give you the size, they're definitely talking about extra large egg, I mean. Yeah, when I got up this morning, capital. Cantaloupe butter, yes, Nemesis. I made it. I used to have to crack eggs in a cup to make sure that they were good. All right. Did I get everything? We got the bran. Oh, I have to add light brown sugar as well. I forgot that. Don't worry, we'll get there soon enough. Go back to your dry ingredients. Where did I put it? Okay. All right. Wheat germ. We're back into the dry ingredients. You need 2 tablespoons. I really want 3 tablespoons in this. So add 3. We'll mix them up with the fork, don't worry. And how much? We need 1/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. If we use the dark brown, I think it would interfere with the flavor because the molasses, there'd be more molasses in it, and I don't want it to overpower the soft texture flavor of the cantaloupe butter and the blueberries. I don't know how I could have forgotten those 2 things. Well, I do. Well, I got them in anyway. Gently with your fork, mix it up without breaking those blueberries. That's why you use a fork and you run against the walls. I'm usually the taste tester. Rab, good morning. No, good morning. Shane, good morning. Don't know. Good morning. So you take your fork and you go around the edges like this and throw, and that way you don't damage your blueberries. Okay, we're going to make a well in the center of this. If they're going to break, when we go to mix it, it's going to be when they're going to break. Now, we're going to beat the cantaloupe butter, the eggs, and oil together. See, you get things that you can't buy in the store. This is the beauty of when you can come up with all these great ideas, you know. but I don't want to waste my cantaloupe. It doesn't make sense. Because it would go bad in the refrigerator unless I find a way of using it. So why not mix it with blueberries and see what we come up with. Now, I've seen a lot of people try to break the rules of baking and ratios, and they don't always come out. They take the recipe and they turn it around. Once you know these ratios and stuff, there isn't much you can't do. And then when you understand the terminology, oh, that's even better yet. I'm going against the pan with my fork so I don't rupture blueberries. And that's what I'm trying to do. It's going to come to the point where I'm going to have trouble, but till then. And don't mix it all the way either. Muffins cannot be mixed completely up, or you'll find they collapse. That's why your muffins never rise. Now, why do you have to use baking soda if you buy your baking powder at the store? We'll talk about it in a minute. Let me get my muffin pan over here and my ladle. They put a retarder in baking powder because baking powder is made with cream retarders, cornstarch, and baking soda, and it will sit there as soon as liquid. If you've ever done it, you will notice that as soon as moisture hits baking soda, it rises. But they want a double rise. So what they did was they put a retarder on the baking powder. So when the heat hits it, it will rise there. And as soon as you mix your liquid and dry ingredients together, the baking soda starts rising it there. That's why I state point blank, if you use the baking powder from the store, you have to add that teaspoon of baking soda. All right? But if you make it, you can bypass that completely and you don't need it. The whole thing is to get the lightest cake, get the lightest muffins, get the lightest this, get the lightest that. And my thing is I want to make it as nutritious as possible, take the skills that I've done and make it work. And that's the whole thing. I'm just loading this up. It's amazing you guys think you know what I need. I wonder how coconut would go with this. Well, I don't have any more cantaloupe butter. I'll have to wait. Like I tell all of you, we're big eaters in this house. As long as the food is good, we'll eat. Okay, we gotta put some of this, spread it out some. We're going to cook these about 20 minutes, and you saw the blueberries did not get damaged. That's how you have to do it, very, very, very carefully. I wonder how coconut would go with that. I know I went there while I'm making those. I think I'm going to call these crazy berries. The pan is already greased. I said at the beginning, grease your pan, muffin tin. You have to grease them or they'll stick. Yeah, I was thinking of that. Good morning, Shadow, Matt. No. That's okay, Lala. Make sure whenever you make muffins, you have to grease those pans. They will stick. It's just like if you're making a cake, you're going to have to grease those pans. Unless they tell you not to, you automatically know if you're making a loaf of bread, you have to grease those pans. I mean, it's just standard. These are standard things that everybody should know. Though you don't see somebody do it, you have to grease the pans. Yeah, but I was just wondering if I couldn't add coconut with that. We'd have to call that a fruit muffin then, because we'd have the berries, we'd have the cantaloupe butter, and if I had thought about it, I would put a coconut in it, stick some coconut in it. It's all right being late coming in. You can always re-see this. Yeah, Shadow, I agree. Yeah, trolls are on. Yo. Then you know what? You could help me by doing it when you see them. Just do it for me because I'm busy cooking or explaining something and I can't do that, or I'll sit here all day just deleting. Yeah, I know they do it all the time. So anyway, now I have to make my coffee. Well, it's not really coffee, it's a chicory root. $45, $55, $5 after. Maybe a little before. Thank you, yo. No, you must not have any teeth. Well, why no? Do you want to tell everybody you don't have any teeth? If you were healthy, you would have your teeth. See, this is the thing you idiots are missing. And those are the trolls and the ones who I'm calling them the idiots. You say all these things. My day's just getting started. Boy, you must be one ugly person. This is such a nice substitute. Tocino's coffee. This is an English toffee, which I'm enjoying very much. And it's coffee-free, acid-free, caffeine-free. Yay! I need that caffeine-free. And prebiotic. And what's in it? Ooh, I can make iced tea out of this. Well, iced coffee would be interesting. You double pour half around it according to machine instructions. Okay. French press. Okay. It's telling me different ways of making coffee. Those are my sourdough starters. I have to decide on what kind. Well, I think I'm going to make a San Francisco sourdough. I found something in the health food department. I'm always looking for stuff in the health food department. That's all right. Good morning to all of you. Got my pot ready. I'm trying to decide what kind of sourdough I want to make. Okay. They have an aisle at ShopRite where I shop, and they have health food aisle. You know I'm going to be in it. I found natural almond flour. Yes, almond flour. And they state that this, I have a lovely nutty taste throughout a bread. So I'm thinking about making sourdough with it. But then I was looking in for yeast. So I'm running out of yeast. This is why I'm going to have to make a sourdough one. Because I'm running out of regular yeast. And they sat there and said, we order it every week, but we're not getting it. I know. Thank you, Shadow. Yeah, that's good too, Shadow. Today we're having pizza. When my son gets up, we'll be making pizza anywhere between 12 and 1 o'clock this afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. This is called nutritional yeast flakes. This is not the yeast to make bread, but it's for people where you can get your good source of your B vitamins. Now, what's interesting is they should name all the bees. This is just to prove to you that our government doesn't allow them to tell us what's in everything. They say they have niacin, which is B3. They have B6, B2, B1, B12. We're missing some of the B vitamins. You don't have to put them all in. The federal government says you don't have to write them all in, but you've got to put these in, that you got these there. Yeah, I'm eating blueberries right. I'm finishing up the blueberries. We already used the cup. You had this already, the yeast? Or the almond flour? Broken. Curtis? Um, I'm not going to have a beer. I'll probably have coffee with mine. My sons, they might have a light beer. Okay? If you have small children, definitely a glass of milk if they like it or not. Milk with their pizza. But for a man, a light beer. You know, a golden beer, maybe a nice German beer. I keep on seeing German in my head. Rab. Okay, Shadow. I don't know a lot about beers. I know wines. I had to learn about wines. And you know, when you go to and eat out and you order a beer, you can say light or dark or Guinnesses. But when it comes to wine, they give you a whole charade of wines, so you have to know. That's why I did a thing on it to help, so you have a better idea what you're doing. No, Newcastle, if you knew how they made their food, you would not eat at these fast places. Okay? So now I have to decide what kind of bread do I wish to make. Oh, these are smelling really good. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I know, the books are coming out. Yeah, what they say is disgusting, but you know, you just ignore them. We're waiting for the muffins to come out. So, I didn't like this bread recipe. Let's go to the back and see what we can find. I have a lot of bread recipes. Sandwich. Let's see. No, I'm not making that because I don't buy stuffings from the store. Oh, I should make cottage cheese just to make this one. This one has cottage cheese in it and a shredded carrot with honey. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to make some cottage cheese. That's it. I found one. It's called wheat bread. And it's made with, let's see, if they want dry, how much water? Half a cup of water. 1 3/4 cup of milk. So how could I undo the yeast on this? Now I have to figure out how I'm going to sit there and change this recipe, wheat bread, into a sourdough. And let's see. You got carrots in that. Should I add these? Well, anyway, I got ideas. Put this here. So I'm always looking for things that I can change and undo. You know, maybe the trolls are addicts, drug addicts. They can't think straight. This little pot makes one lovely little cup of coffee, which I like. I only had half a cup yesterday before I ran out the door. I didn't have time to finish my coffee, so I left it and came back, heated it up, and continued drinking it. Now, you're not going to see me. I don't know if you're going to see me Thursday or not. I have to go to the beautician. And Saturday, I don't know if you're going to see me because my son is taking me to dinner for my birthday. Curtis, it's been a long time since I've, the old ones. When you say percolator, I think of the old ones, that I grew up and watched my father use. No, I do not shadow like milk alternatives. Whose birthday at 29? Thank you. A lot of people are right. Thank you. Listen, don't say anything. Thank you, fuck for the flower. That's what he goes by. Johnny, good morning, John, Putty Cat Troll. Ha- Hi, Robbie. Thank you, Oakless. We're just waiting for the muffins, because that's what I wanted this morning. Thank you, Shadow. John, you're very welcome. That rolls so fast, I try and get everybody, but it doesn't work. Grizz, look, if you're going to be mean, just leave. We really don't need it, okay? I try to get all of you to say good morning, but it just goes, sometimes it goes so fast, I can't get all of you. Shen, okay. Sharon, good morning. How are you? Haven't seen you here in a bit. All of you, Gia, John, hold on, you go, Rabbi, Johnny. Okay. My name is Sandy. That's what my friends call me, or Sandy. When I'm. Thank you, Izu. Great. I will, John. No. Oh, I'm glad you're having fun this morning. Laughter is good for the heart. Robbie, good morning. Andy, hello. You know what I grew up with. This is why I learned to cook. They said a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Most women think the young women today showing their breasts, spreading their legs and all. But you want to get a good man, learn to cook. No, today I'm washing clothes today. I'm going to be in and out all day doing that. I've had 2 men in my life. My son's there resting. They came in late. One works the evening shift and he doesn't get in until 2, 3 in the morning. He goes to bed. He's the one who cooks on Saturday, and he gave me permission. Yes, we'll do a live making pizza. And this pizza that we make isn't a big one, it's individual. So if you want to make an individual pizza, you can. It says it makes 4, but I make 3 out of it. But you can cut the recipe in half and make a large one for one person. Not an extremely large, but you know, plate size. Or if you want to cut it down to fourths. One more minute and we'll see how these muffins are coming out. Good morning, LP. Ah, shoot. Good morning, don't know. Mandy, good morning. No, they were out. Okay, here they are. You can see they rose. There's so much of these, I didn't think they were going to rise this high, but they managed. We have to wait for, I can see the blueberries are still boiling, so we're going to have to wait for the blueberries to calm down before we can try these. Well, before I can try them, then I'll let you know how they are. Now, I said Wednesday, we are going to be cooking. Now, I mentioned a spatula. We have 2 kinds of spatula, so I might as well start explaining it before you make a mistake. I have a lot of different kinds of spatulas. My son did not clean this. I told him to be more careful. Okay, you have spatulas like this. This is to help fry, turn things and everything else, all right, like rolls, if you're baking them and stuff, getting eggs and stuff done. This is called a spatula as well, but this is used for mixing. This is a rubber one. My girlfriend got these for me, which was very nice of her. This is what we're going to need for Wednesday for making the Spanish bar cake. So make sure you have one of these. And this is usually used with a mixer. This is used with cooking, but mixing you use these. They're both called spatulas, but this is when you're mixing. Well, they're still bubbling a bit. We have to wait. LP, ugh, what's that about? 4 ring, good morning. LP? Rob? No, I'm not doing it for that, Robin. What I'm doing is cooling for the berries to quit bubbling so I can get them out. One was at a bar, Pretty Cat. The other one was working. One works the evening shift, one works early in the morning. So I have, you know, my house is not a normal, everyone gets up, goes to work, goes to school. No, everybody's got a different schedule. This is why you see me cooking dinner in the morning to get everything ready for them. So let's try one of these. They like them to wait 5 minutes. See, you could tell they were still exploding in there. This is the bottom. Remember, I used whole wheat, so they're going to be browner, but they're not burnt. He's gay, that one. Pretty cat. Yes, they can. Here is the texture, as you can see. But it's the flavor we're looking out for this time. It's really, really hot. That's why I'm sort of procrastinating, because they're really, really hot. And I want them to cool. Okay. Never squeeze the muffins when they're coming out. You have to be very, very gentle with them, because they're hot enough you can throw them back into a liquid. Into a dough. Blueberries are good. I'm not disappointed. Look, there isn't one person on this earth who is not a sinner. All right? I am not perfect. So, to deny him being my son would be wrong, because God could deny me. I just have a few rules in the house. Number one, if I get a boyfriend, he's off limits. I started laughing when I said that. And what goes for both of them? I don't want to see who you're dating, who you're having an affair with. I don't want to see any of that. When you marry, that's something else. Then you're bringing your fiancé to the house, and that I don't want to know. That might seem cold, but our home is your sanctuary. This is my peace, my quiet, my place. But these are good. I should have got some milk instead of coffee. But these are good. Now I have to go figure out how I'm going to change this pattern over. This recipe over. Whatever. So I'm going to let you guys go. I've got to think about how I'm going to change this ratio of regular yeast into a sourdough, so I can make that sourdough. Oh, blueberry scones are delicious. I have a recipe for that too. I make those in the summer. Look, you might not like a lot of things that I say or the way I was raised. I'll tell you one thing, I would not want to be raised today. Not in this country. Terry, my son said, Mommy, if you get another boyfriend, he better be older than you. I don't want him my age. I fell out laughing. I told him, I don't need another child. I will, Robin. I don't know until he gets up. I can't answer that, pretty cat. No, I'm not. Think about it. I'm 73. What are my chances? And be real about this. What are my chances of finding somebody older than me that is not on medication, ready to kick off, or falling apart? Come on, Rabbi, answer that question. See, you may only think of one thing. That's all you think about. There's a lot more to relationships than that. I have a man coming at me, and he is what? He's getting ready for retirement soon. He's in his 60s. He only wants one thing. He'll say anything. I've already been around the block. So I already know it doesn't make sense. I have better things to do. I started this cooking channel, which is a business. YouTube calls it a business. And this one's got a lot of berries in it. I'm already taking care of a house, animals and stuff. My life is I got too much. I love my girlfriend's phrase. God bless her. She said, I've got too much to do, Sandy. I don't need anybody else, and I don't have time to die. And I said, God, you sound just like me. We made muffins, and I'm going to be making pizzas later. Oh, they're good range. I'm enjoying them. They're called crazy muffins. I should say crazy fruit muffins. At least 4 rings, you're being honest. If you wish, I have a Facebook page. All you have to do is look for my face. It's right there. It's, I think, how did I put it? I think it's Sandra Hunt is how I put it under. If you wish to talk or become friends on Facebook, you can. Or you can look under Facebook. I have a Facebook cooking channel. I moved it over to YouTube. It's by the same name, but it's on Facebook. Well, I am, Rabbi, I am 73. Now listen, I'm going to let you all go. I have to go find how I can maneuver a recipe from regular yeast to a sourdough to get it to rise. I'll be back for that when I figure it out. And around between 12 and 1, I hope my son will be functioning enough. If he wants to learn how to make pizza, we'll be making pizza. All of you have a good day, and I'll be back as soon as I can figure out the ratio that I need to make this recipe work. Okay? So take care for now. Bye-bye.